Oh shit. Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy. Um, what is it? Today is March 4th. Uh, it's March 4th, and I'm gonna play a Schoolboy Q song off of his new album. It's called Lovebirds. That's what got me here. Then I'm fresh out just like my magic years. Better rinse out your mouth and get your honey pierced. Got a house full of horses when niggas here. Got a NASCAR get floor, I'm an engineer. Got a spaceship go orb, ain't no limit near. Heard that new shit was poor, nigga disappear. Think I need a time out, take a city time now. I'm gonna take my down. In my city right now. Let me find out. Yeah, let me find out. Get a whole new scene, get you a whole new team. Get you a whole new ring, get you a whole new thing. Really, that's cause I see. I'm good with the look I keep. This is Blue Slides. I've been sliding through your whole shit. Yeah, presidential rollies, I took big risks. We split the profit with the people, we be all lit. Top 10, 9, 10, bitch, we all in. Yeah. Yeah. Blue Sides, that shit's fire. He just dropped that. What, on the first. It's been out for 3 days, bro. If you haven't heard that song, if you haven't heard those songs, or if you haven't heard that album, shout out my boy Dalvin. Look at that. My boy Dalvin, he be on that shit. Shout out my boy Dalvin. But he knows what's good. And then who else we got? Who else we got? I heard this today. Great trying on the beat, by the way. Fill up my pocket with bench. They want me stop, but I can't. Don't need no new friends. They stop. Fill up my pocket with bench. They want me stop, but I can't. Don't need no new friends. They stop calling me twin. She doing tricks with no hands. She shot a shot on the gram. I can't be fucking on fans. So the baddie hit me when she land. I think we should be friends, but you can't be getting no man. Cause I'm trying to fuck you again. No cap, I'm trying to slut you again. Never thought about fucking your friends, but you know if I try, I can. Some you should tag in. Said she wanted to bag him. She a daddy, come follow instructions. I go to hell and come back for my bros. Off the phone like I can't even blink. Keep on flicking, I don't even think. Off the door, say she still need a drink. Take her phone at the door if that bitch wanna link. Following music, Lil Yachty had to sit down with Dr. Umar, and him and Mitch, they were chatting. It was pretty cool. They were talking BBLs. Mitch asked them about BBLs, which is like it's funny as hell. And his response, they did this thing throughout the whole episode where every time Dr. Umar would drop a bomb, like a crazy ass fact, they would like
flex that shit, but better. And they would just like put his face on it. It was crazy. Prior to this, I didn't even know who he was. I just thought he was like a meme dude. I didn't know he was really out here lecturing. But it's pretty cool to see him like outside of that. Um, it reminds me of when like the football coach from BSI, the school, when he was going around. It's pretty cool because he's like a regular dude. So like Dr. Umar's like a regular dude. He's a doctor though. So I mean not as regular as the other guy. Uh, but in the video he talks about how he's like 4 times the great grandchild of Frederick Douglass, and has like a deep rooted connection, and that's like his ongoing mission throughout what he's trying to do of like just sharing wisdom of like black consciousness is what he was talking about, and it was like deep rooted. It's pretty cool. You should like the he's his ideas and his like deep his rooting of them. They make sense. They're pretty cool. Uh, and he does a very important takeaway. He shined like a very intense light on child evaluations on schooling, where sometimes the school would just like not announce or like denounce your kid, but they'll kind of like force you to label your child or label like whatever your kid. They'll force you to label him as something, and then like the whole time you just gotta like retest them and just focus on something else. Or like he does those psych evaluations and he's like stressing the importance of them and how like schools, if you lose like a young kid in school, if you lose him as he's trying to figure out how to like learn, and you use that as a punishment, he's gonna be like he's gonna start not fucking with school, and therefore straying away from it to like a further degree. So he was just, if you evaluate them differently, it'll make more sense to what the result could be, I guess. He also talked about how something else that's missing in like a regular setting is just wisdom throughout different generations, like from older figure to like the newest figure, the youngest member, and how like an older generation will just explain a lesson through a story, and then nowadays, because you're on your phone a lot, you won't even really be paying attention to it. Um like right now, I can't even really remember of it because I haven't even watched it. It's been a minute since I watched it. But because you're not in like a full thought in the moment, you're just trying to like remember it, and like you can't derive something like solely because you're not connected to it. You're not gonna remember what it is as much as you would as if you were connected to it. Along with the education, Dr. Umar sat down with Lil Yachty and Mitch, and he talked about just generational wealth, and he spoke about how, along with his own goals, Lil Yachty himself would be able to establish himself as like a household name when it comes to just overall giving, because if you watch the video, he gives like a detailed plan on like a breakdown to it and how it would work. It was really cool. It was cool to hear him put everything into a perspective um, that put power to a vessel. I think that was really cool. When he was explaining it, it was towards like the end of the video where he breaks that down. But he also spoke about having a council and having older people talk about their prior experiences, and they tell stories to promote lessons instead of trying to just give lectures. like I was saying, if your whole thing on learning was a form of punishment, if you're constantly hearing lectures, it's not going to benefit you to always be lectured whenever you need to be learning something.